Hello, hello, hello. It's Thursday at 12:30. You know what that means. I am here with you, and I am Dr. Stephanie Fine, and we are talking about ideal weights today. And the ideal weight, it also could be a goal weight. It's the weight that you would like to be. So if you're losing weight or if you're maintaining your weight, you're at your ideal weight or your goal weight. And I'd like to talk to you about how you decide what number that is. And you already know a little bit if you got your ounce of prevention this morning, and that is something you get every Thursday morning from me. And you can go to stephaniefinemd.com and sign up right there to get it if you don't get it already. And the other big news I have is that the Facebook group has a new name. It's Maintenance University. Maintenance University. That's me. I'm chief physician at Maintenance University, and we talk a lot about how to maintain your weight, reaching the goal weight, and then staying there. It's still right now, if you go to planforpossible.com, you can sign right up for the Facebook group, and I'd love to see you there. So, most important thing about an ideal weight, most important thing, more than anything else, is the fact that it is maintainable. Got that? So when you're choosing it, the only thing I want you to think in your mind is that number something that I can do for the rest of my life? And that's decades, right? So rest of your life, keeping it there, because yo-yo dieting is really bad for your health. I worked with a doctor who was in endocrinology and weight loss, and he used to say, pick one. Either pick heavy or pick light, but don't be going back and forth. He felt very strongly about the fact that you don't yo-yo. So we want to make sure that the number you pick is the number you can stay at. So what do I mean by that? Well, picking the skinniest you've ever been, and that was 25 years ago, might not be the goal weight to have. So there's lots of different ways to look at your ideal weight, and it's the ideal weight for you. Not what someone has said a 5'4" woman has to be. It's the one that you feel good about. So maybe you've been that weight before, maybe you haven't, and it's a new weight that you're going to try. Last week we talked about 10%, losing 10% if you're overweight or obese, that gives you measurable health benefits. That may be the number you want. So, maintainability, number one thing. So you pick a number. Now, the truth is, getting to a number, so sometimes it's just theoretical. We don't even know. We're just working our way. So we're working and losing and working and losing. And then when you get to the close-ish to the number that you've had in your mind, you can then see what it's like. So the truth is, sometimes you know what the number is. Like, let's say 5 years ago, you were a certain weight and something happened, you gained weight, but when you go back to that weight, that's a weight you can maintain, and then that's easy. You got that. Sometimes people haven't ever been at the weight that they want to be, so they're just playing with it. And sometimes it's been so long that you're not sure. So with those kinds of things, as you're getting close, you pick a number for sure that's motivating to you, not something that is depressing or feels impossible, because that won't help motivate you. But picking a number that sounds amazing, and you're working and working and working towards that. And then as you get closer, you start to see what makes sense, because as you're losing weight and you're getting closer to a number that your body is very happy with, it will be much slower weight loss, right? Because you're eating an amount that you are happy with, that you don't feel deprived, you don't feel hungry, you're eating an amount you're happy with, and then your body's using an amount, right? And you'll reach a place where that's the same, and that's maintainability. So you'll know when you're there, when it starts to slow down, and then the only way to get it to go even lower is to do more drastic things that may not fit in your lifestyle and certainly aren't maintainable. Remember that word. So you'll know when you get there. So it's good to have and we've talked about this before, importance of targets. So you do need to pick a number to go for. Now, you could do it like weight goals, like we talked about last week, where I'm going to do 5 pounds at a time and see where I am with each 5 pounds. Awesome. Totally works. Or you can pick the number that you want and just work towards that. In my experience, when we get around that number, that's when we start to play a little bit. So working with clients, I've had anywhere from they pick 10 pounds more than they originally thought, 5 pounds more. Oftentimes, I've also had people where we go lower because that was a great goal and it was easily achieved. And so then you can go past it. And then you sort of land in this little sphere that you notice you're staying at for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. And then it's sort of declared itself. But you can always, let me tell you this piece. For maintainability, and this is a big thing, and it's controversial, but I'm pretty clear on it for women in particular. There absolutely are people who this does not hold for, but it's unusual. And so you start where I'm about to say. The buffer for your weight goal is 2 pounds. And what I mean by that is if you pick 140 as the weight, your ideal weight, then the movement that you should have on a daily or weekly basis is 2 pounds. So 140 to 142, or you could do 138 to 140, or you can do 139 to 141, and then you're hovering around 140. Because you cannot be the same exact weight every single day. It doesn't work that way. We have water weight. We have lots of things going on shifting. Hormones and lots of things affect that. So you have to have a little buffer zone. And I recommend 2 pounds. Now, some people would say 5. And 5 pounds is a month worth of dieting when you're very close to your ideal weight. But 2 pounds you can wiggle with in a week. You can adjust just a little bit, but you don't have to go on a diet or any further restriction necessarily. But for 5 pounds you would. So 2 pounds the buffer. That's my little tidbit here. Now, when you start to get to your ideal weight, that's when you remember I just did the numbers around 140. That's what you get to fiddle with. Is it 2 pounds up? Is it 2 pounds down? Is it 2 pounds in the middle? Those are the numbers you get to fiddle with. And you'll know, so it'll take some time. It'll take some time to reach your ideal weight, that number, the target. And that's okay. We've got time because we've got the whole rest of your life to be at that weight. Decades and decades and decades. So we have time to figure out the weight that works for you. And that is ideal weight. Remember what the number one thing was? Maintainability. That's right. Maintainability. It's really all there is because we need you to stay at a healthy weight for yourself. You can depend on your clothing fitting. You can depend on how you're feeling and looking. You certainly can do different exercises and build muscle and that sort of thing, but the general idea is that you're staying at that weight. And you're staying there because you can, because it's relatively easy. You're paying attention, but you're not depriving yourself and feeling hopeless all the time. That's it, my friends. Maintainability for your ideal weight. It's so good to see you. I hope you have a fantastic week. Next week, we will be back at 12:30 on a Thursday, which is the 4th of July. So that'll be fun. Yay, you may be away, and I'll still be here with you. So remember to go to stephaniefinemd.com, sign up for your ounce of prevention, and join the Facebook group. I'd love to see you in there. Bye.